It all happened in my studio.
Okay.
I had started to paint, I wanted to paint a big lace collar, because I do long-necked ladies.
Okay.
And it was very enjoyable, so I did 5 more. Somewhere in there, I said I have a gang, and then originally I was going to call it the Rouge Gallery, and then I discovered that the Rouge Gallery is not so great, and now playing with the word rogue turned to rouge,
Okay.
and then that was it, and off we went. Well, it was pretty organic, because I have done a lot of flat painting, I have a lot of them, and then I was like, I have, that sculpture experience of mine, and I just felt the need for those half moons, and then, couldn't just sit on top, and so then the finials came in, and I was in Lowe's, and I was looking at, I'm not going to remember the name of the boot, the shoe things. And I looked at it and I saw shoes. And, so just started building. And then I got the idea for towers or tabernacles. At that point, I knew I was going to have a sculpture because now I have a walk around. And so the backs, I wanted to mimic the backbone or the hair, and so they're steel and they're braided and coiled, and then I asked my husband to make me the base because they weren't going to be as tall as I wanted, and so he very, very nicely and beautifully created these bases, and I always said to myself, I need them on wheels. It was interesting because I only worked at one at a time, but when I started doing the half moons and the parallelograms that Jesse also made, then it became connecting the images within the tabernacle. And, but really was working independently of each other until last Tuesday. And it wasn't like I had a clear image of, I knew once we got him in here that there was going to be an impact on me. And there was. And, I was like, pretty subdued that day, but driving home, I looked at Jesse and I said, they're good, right? He said, yeah, they're good. That's high praise. I wanted to do different types of women, and I'd been doing that for a while with some other paintings. And, it's like all women, it's sort of an embrace.
Yes.
And just an homage to their strength and their beauty. And, they're going to save us all.
The assembly of the components, is it representational at all? I mean, do the finials mean anything? Does the painting pattern mean anything? Do the shoes?
Those aspects were really just, they were necessary to build the height, but they were also the most fun to paint.
Yeah.
And, I have history in textiles and I just painted them the way I wanted to paint them.
Good. Okay. I'm wondering, on the components, are these things that you had already, or did you buy these?
I did have a different plan for the spines, but that didn't work out. I was in Lowe's, and I saw those, and I said, well, I can braid through those angle irons. They've got holes in them. just Lowe's was a tremendous inspiration, as it always has been for me, especially in my sculpture work. But I think by then I sort of had in my mind the silhouette, you know, here to, and then straight up and then around. Well, I think with all the women I paint, and I do a lot of pattern, and the point to that has always been, even though it's beautiful but it's busy, you know, I've always tried to make my women the focus of calm, and this way, instead of containing it all in one canvas, it broke open the field. And so there's air coming through now and space. And, you know, if you got a high enough chair, I guess you could have dinner with them.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting, you know, I started it last June, so almost a year in the works. And when I worked at a bronze foundry, I didn't stick to that because it's such a removed process. You know, you make one thing in wax, and then it goes through these steps, and you don't see it again until it's in metal. And so I'm more of a fabricator than, you know, caster or anything like that. And it was just interesting to bring back sort of that way of thinking with the textiles and the painting I've been doing, and being at the center of these skills. And, you know, and nobody caused me any trouble. They all behaved really well. So I'm happy.
You should be. They're beautiful. Yes.